Do you ever wonder why you're doing what you do in life? Do you wish that you could be really happy and passionate about what you do? Or maybe you already are and you want to expand in a different direction. Hi, I'm Barbara Ann, host of What the Why? I love what I do. A lot of that has to do with my story, my journey to this point in life. And guess what? Everybody has a story. So please join me for conversations with leaders from all walks of life about what they do, and more importantly, why they do it, how they found their core purpose, their passion, their mission in life. And if you're looking for your own, maybe you'll get some great suggestions on how you too can find your why.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of What the Why. If you haven't seen us before, our show features conversations with diverse leaders from all walks of life, talking about why they do what they do and how they figured things out. Maybe you're sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, or you feel stuck and you want to get unstuck, whether that's in your life, your career, or even your own company. All of our guests have something in common with you. At some point, most of them, pretty much all of them, felt similarly and decided to do something about it. And today is no exception. Joining me from what others would say across the pond is Peter Lythgoe. And when I first met him, first of all, when we were going to talk about the videos that he makes, it's going to make you want to go to Weymouth. But Peter is the owner of WeyComm TV, a Weymouth-based YouTube channel dedicated to uncovering local history, overlooked figures, and hidden stories along the Dorset coast. Blending cinematic drone footage with thoughtful storytelling, the channel brings past and present together in a distinctive atmospheric style, from forgotten pioneers to curious landmarks. Each film airs to reconnect viewers with the places they think they know. Created by a passionate local filmmaker, well, I guess it kind of is in some ways, filmmaker. Peter, through WeyComm TV, focuses on authenticity, curiosity, and visual storytelling, offering audiences both engaging narratives and a renewed sense of place within Weymouth and beyond, while steadily building a unique archive of regional heritage stories. They will never be lost. I've been really looking forward to this interview after checking out some of the videos that he's made on the channel. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming from across the pond in Europe, specifically UK, to Peter Lythgoe. So yeah,
hi,
welcome.
Good to be
So
here.
yes, so glad to have you timestamp in an otherwise evergreen content. It's been unseasonably warm here in the USA, and it's been unseasonably warm in the UK as well.
It has very warm.
So we're going to take a cool moment to talk about WeyComm TV and how you came up with this idea. But before we do that, for those who have been watching us, some of you since day one, we always start after reading the bio of the person. You know, don't imagine that this is what you thought you'd be doing when you were little. So what did you want to do when you were growing up?
Well, I guess I first started taking photographs when I was about 6 years old. And I'm almost 70 now. So it's been a very long time. And through my life, photography and filmmaking has been like a golden thread through my life. I made films, Super 8 films at school with Super 8 camera and projector and things. I developed my own pictures at the darkroom in school. And then I went on to make my own films with Super 8. Through my life, I've always made films, whether it's been with old VHS videos or, and then I've progressed onto digital today. So it's been like a golden thread. I've done other jobs in my time. I worked in retail. I was a cinema projectionist for a few years. But the kind of visual image has followed me through my life, which has been great. I've not minded that at all.
Yeah. Now, that helps with the journey. So in some ways, you actually are doing some of the things that you dreamed of doing as a young lad.
Yes. Yeah.
But over time, you did other things, and then you get this idea for, WeyComm TV.
Right.
Where did that come from?
Well, I created Weymouth's first audio podcast in 2006. And I was the first person to do it here. It's still available online. If you go to any of my videos, look on the links on the descriptions boxes, you'll find it there. So I did that till 2015. I joined YouTube in 2006, but I made my first video in 2009.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been growing since then. I've added playlists to the channel, historic videos I've found other places, my own videos. I do research, as you said, on unknown characters here in Weymouth who made a positive contribution to the world and they're not known about. So I'm doing a lot of research that isn't known about at all here. We know about the king and his bathing and all that kind of thing, but there are characters that have gone overseas and created something extraordinary.
Yeah. And so let's talk about some of those characters, because you just mentioned the king. For those who don't know, what is it about Weymouth that people really should know from a historical perspective?
Well, I did some original research about the link between Weymouth and Star Trek. There is a link.
Yeah, and I'm a big Star Trek fan. Well, Star Trek, Star Wars. I'm totally a science fiction geek. I admit it.
Yeah.
But when you first shared that with me, I was like, Star Trek.
Yes.
Where's the link? So tell us more about that.
Well, there's a little village just outside Weymouth called Upwey, right? And 3 brothers called the Sprague brothers were Puritans in the 1700s. And they sailed from Weymouth here to found Salem in the United States, right? They all became quite rich. And one of them had a daughter called Persis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Many generations later, one of their generation was Lucille Ball and her husband, Desi Arnaz, who started Desilu Studios and created TV series like Mission Impossible and Star Trek. In the first or second movie, I think, there was an actress called Persis Gambata. So that's another odd coincidence, isn't it?
I wonder how much of a coincidence it really is, or if someone did the research themselves.
I don't know.
Yeah, that in of itself would be an interesting story. And as a big fan of Lucille Ball and a big fan of Star Trek, when we had done our initial conversation, I mentioned a friend of mine and I had been like going back through and rewatching all of the original episodes, and it was so groundbreaking.
It was
so groundbreaking on so many different levels. And even now, all these years later, it's still so groundbreaking.
Yeah.
And so that's just one of the many connections to Weymouth that most people would never even know if
No.
it wasn't for the show that the videos that you do.
Yes. Yeah.
So I know you said the idea was to just kind of focus, but you know, there's so many different ways to tell the story about the community. There's so many different things you could have done. Why this? What was the thought process?
I think I've always been interested in video, filmmaking. With YouTube, when I'm not here, hopefully the videos will still be here. And people can look back at what events people were like 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago in Weymouth. And they can share those quite freely.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't gatekeep. People can share what I do completely freely. There's no, you don't have to sign into anything to share anything. But I think it's a video archive now, just as my podcast is, which is still available, as I say. On that, I hosted interviews with people around at the time between 2006 and 2015. Maybe those organizations don't exist anymore, but it's still part of Weymouth history. I'm also a selling photographer, so I sell pictures of Weymouth. So I think everything that I do is like a visual audio archive that I can leave behind.
Mm-hmm. The history that it's a time. I think you at one point referred to it as a time capsule, and that's
Yes.
accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now there's other people out there that maybe thought of doing things like this in the past, but you decided to do it. I mean, in many ways, you are a trailblazer for the community in a way that no one else has been before. What gave you the courage to step up and do this?
I think I just did it.
You didn't stop.
There was no real courage. It was having the idea and understanding that I am what's called a citizen journalist. To be a citizen journalist, you don't need any qualifications. You just need a camera and a way to edit the footage and somewhere to put it. That's basically it. We've got a new store opening here this month, and I filmed it from an empty lot to a complete building. So you can see how it's being built. So as I say, in 10, 15, 20 years' time, people might have forgotten how it was built. But I had drone shots of it being built so people can see. Yeah, there are a lot of videos in there that are local history. Yeah.
What, if any, is a particular favorite, or what are some of the favorites? You know, recognizing that all of them are probably very near and dear in their own special way.
Yeah.
And I love the idea of capturing the construction of a major project in real time with drone shots. But what's one or two stories, in addition to the Star Trek connection, you've shared that is really meaningful to you?
I think the local interviews with people. I've done local authors, creatives of all kinds, because many of them aren't with us anymore. So relatives, friends can see them again, which is another point of what I do. Recently, I was round by a building here in Weymouth, and there is a little railway that runs around that carries people. And the driver of the train stopped me, and he recognized who I was. And he said he saw one of my videos, and he said he saw his mother walking in the background, who's not with us anymore. And he said it was just wonderful to see her again. So I don't earn any money from my channel because I haven't got enough watch time. I've got plenty of subscribers, but you need, as you know, 4,000 hours watch time in the past 365 days. I think I've got about 400. So it's never going to make me any money, but it's those moments that pay me back for doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The impact that it has on people.
Yes. Yeah.
If you get to see it, which is really, really great. It's interesting, you're making movies.
Yes.
Which, as I understand it, at one point was your dream. There's so many people out there that see their dream as an all or nothing thing, but there's so many different ways that we can live it.
Sure.
And so as you move forward with each project, what is your thought process or approach around how you choose what you're going to document and why?
In the past, I have documented very big Weymouth events. We have like a big seafood festival here and carnivals and things like that. But over the past few months, I've decided not to cover them anymore because the organizers of the events never recognize what I do. They don't support me in any way. But I've met lots of people on the street who've said hello, stop me in the street and say hello, and that they watch my videos. So it's those people that I want to concentrate on now. I want them to tell stories. If they have small charity events, all that kind of thing, I'll go and cover that. Mm-hmm. Because it's the grassroots people who are important. The big festivals can afford their own camera teams if they want to tell a story. So I'll concentrate on authors who haven't got enough, who can't do social media, who don't know how to do social media, small charity events that can't afford a lot of publicity, but they want to make money for the charity, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to concentrate on that from now on, which I think is a kind of honest way to go.
Very much so. Now, there are others out there that maybe want to do something similar.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, they're just not doing it. And you said something very important earlier. You said there was no fear or need for courage. You just did it.
Yes.
But for some, they're even just the thought of just doing it is scary.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for people who are missing out on the opportunity to explore their passions in the way that you have?
I think there is a way to do it. You just get your equipment together, get to know how it works, and find a subject, find something that you enjoy. Maybe it's going to a little festival or something and then find the organizer of that festival to talk to, and just talk to him person to person, or them person to person. Ask them if they'd like to do a little interview for your YouTube channel. Give them the details, how to get there. If they say yes, you do the interview. If they say no, you move on.
Mm-hmm.
You don't argue with them, but you just give them a chance. If they don't want to do it, then you move on and find somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the thing to have is the confidence to do that.
Mm.
Not be turned down and go home. If you go home, you lose the event.
True.
And nobody will see it. Only those people that were there will see it. So
Mm-hmm.
I think the thing to do is just do it. Just get out there with your cell phone. I just use my cell phone here as the camera. It's an iPhone 13. It's quite an old one now, but it still works. And then I import the video onto my iPad. I could basically do it in a coffee shop. So I can film on my phone, edit on my iPad, and upload to YouTube from a coffee shop.
Wow. See, had you not told me that, I would never have guessed that that was filmed on a phone.
Yeah.
The episodes that I watched, I never would have guessed it.
Yeah.
And there are so many people out there like, well, I need this and I need that.
No, you
And
don't.
I was going to say, what I'm hearing you say is that, when you said you just did it, you really, truly just did it.
Yes, that's it. I've been told by a lot of people you need special lenses and special cameras. That's nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a photographer as well, and I do what I call a photo walk from a local bar every Friday. So members of the public join in. We just walk a route and take pictures and have a chat. No pressure. And it's amazing how many people think you've got to have like a Nikon camera, but it's not the camera that takes the picture. It's the person seeing it in the first place. The camera is just a way to record what the photographer sees.
That is very similar. A friend of mine, shout out to Dana Romano, once said to me, people who take the best pictures and videos of you are those who love you.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
you clearly love your community and the people that you are in community with. And so, as believe it or not, we are already starting to wind our time down together. And so there's so much of our audience, people who the fear of change is standing in the way of the fear of staying the same.
Yes. Yeah.
And part of what you're doing is documenting the same so that people know it was there as they move forward with change.
Sure. Yeah.
What advice do you have for those, in addition to just do it, who maybe are stuck and just unsure about trying something new or doing something different, or ignoring those who say that can't be done, or you need this, or you need that? What advice do you have for them?
I think I would totally disregard people who say it can't be done, because they are wrong.
Yeah.
I'd say, think about what you want to do and gather your equipment. And I always work with the KISS principle. If things get too complicated to me, I always say, keep it simple, stupid, right? So I keep things simple. If they get too complicated, you won't do the thing that you set out to do, because it's too complicated. But you keep it simple. that way you can see the process that you've got to do. It's logical steps if you do things simply. If things get complicated using expensive cameras, and it gets too complicated, so you won't do it. It's a way to reinforce you can do it. People can do anything they want to do. The thing is making the situation so that you're able to do it. Creating the situation that you can do it. Yeah? It's sometimes situation occurs that you don't expect. So you just roll with it, really. You just use that situation. You could be invited to an event or go and meet an author having a reading or something. Take your cell phone and a little microphone, plug in microphone, and just go and do an interview with him. And put it on your channel. Make a playlist. Once you've got one, then you think, oh, that was easy. I'll go do it again the next time and go to an author reading. So you've got another one. So now you've got the beginnings of a playlist. And it's uniquely yours because you had the original idea. There's no channel locally that is like mine. There are other YouTubers started up in the past few years doing things like eating, kind of dining out experiences and festivals and things. But I am different because I do research. I recreate local landmarks through AI. So I do a lot more stuff than other people do, which is why my channel is different.
And one of the things that makes it so beautiful. And like I said, for those of you, you really do want to go check out this channel and watch some of the videos because they're beautiful. And, you know, and even though I live here in the United States, I have got a lot of family that is descended from England and Wales and Scotland and Ireland. And, you know, it's definitely, Weymouth is someplace I would definitely want to go see and would not necessarily have thought of seeing had I not gotten the opportunity to meet you and check out your channel and like and follow. So with that in mind, for those who want to connect with you or find your channel, of course, we always include the information for all of our guests in the comment section below wherever you're accessing this podcast, whether it be video, whether it be audio, because since Peter and I first met, we are now international. We're on all major platforms everywhere. So for those who are listening and are viewing right now, what is verbally the easiest way for people to connect with you?
Right. If you want to see my YouTube channel, you can Google it, look for WeyComm TV. So that's WeyComm TV. Or go to the YouTube search bar, of course, and put that in there as well, WeyComm TV. It was originally Weymouth Community TV Online, but I thought that was a bit too long. So I shortened it to WeyComm TV. So yes, I've been doing it since 2009, and you can see everything there totally for free.
Which is awesome. And thank you so much for taking your time to talk about how you came up with this idea, and also for all that you're doing to document the history of this beautiful community. And for our audience, definitely go check it out. Really, had Peter not told me that he had filmed it on iPhone, I never, ever would have guessed that that was how it was done. And I'm not totally new to this industry. So, Peter, thank you so much for taking the time this afternoon for you, this morning for us to share your story and your site. And we're super appreciative of just taking this moment to pause and talk about the beautiful things in life, because there's so much that isn't.
Thank you to you too for the opportunity.
Thank you. And for all of our viewers out there, thank you so much for watching. You have so many different viewing and podcast and listening choices today. And so it really means a lot to us that you're taking your time to invest and learn with us. And if you're finding this information useful or beneficial or nostalgic, whatever that case may be, please like and share it with somebody else that you think could benefit from hearing the stories and the wisdom and the advice and the experiences of the guests that we feature on our show. And for you personally, always remember, whether you're looking to make changes big or small, tune in for more illuminating, fascinating, and just pleasant, nice, kind, pleasant in a challenging world. I cannot emphasize enough. Nice, kind, pleasant, interesting educational conversations with guests such as Peter, who actually didn't overcome a lot of obstacles, but got creative, got busy, took his skills, found his purpose, and decided to live it.